Hey guys, welcome back to another video in the Curious Classes. In today's video, we're going to be doing a operator lab dispenser. This is going to be part of the computer science A curriculum, so it's probably going to be the first lab you're going to receive. And what they want you to do is practice writing an algorithm to solve a problem, and practice using the the division and remainder operators. So first thing you should do is practice this rectangle one so you know how to work with scanners, and after that I think you should go on to the operator lab. So the first thing we're going to do is just read through the assignment, and I'll give you like 2 seconds to read through it. Okay, so you should have read the assignment by now, and now let's actually go ahead and type it in the Java file. Okay, so here I broken the lab into 4 parts. First, we're gonna create a user input where the user can input the price of the the price of the item, and that's the first step that they want us to do. And then the next step they want us to do is check how much change the user. Or the next step we want to do is check how much change the user will receive, and that's the change we're going to actually use an operator to solve the next steps. And the next step is to create variables for each coin type, like quarters, nickels, dimes, pennies, right? And then the third one, the fourth and final step, is to print their change into quarters, nickels, dimes, pennies, and etc. Okay, so now let's actually type these 4 steps into code. So the first thing we're going to do is create a user input, and to do that we have to import the scanner method. And first thing you want to do is to import java.util.scanner, and this way you can actually that's the only way we can create a scanner. So I'm just gonna call my scanner sc. You should know how to create a scanner by now. So scanner sc equals new, and we're gonna do scanner system dot in. And now what we're going to do is we're going to print the statement that the user will know what to enter in. So system.out.println. And then this is where we're going to um, enter our code. So this is where we're just going to copy the enter the price of the item in cents. Okay, so let's just copy that and paste that in here. Oh, whoops. Think something else I copied came out, but let's try that again. Okay, there we go. Okay, enter the price of the item in cents, and now we're going to create the actual value where we will store the user input, and that'll be an integer, and that will be called the item price, because that's basically what the user is inputting. Enter the price of item, right? So I'm just going to call it item price, and a good way to format your variables is to have the first letter capitalized, and then underscore, and then and then the the first word with the first letter capitalized, underscore, and then the next word. Okay, so int item price is equal to sc dot next int. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to create variables for each coin type. So this way we can be able to sort of print out all the change. And let's just run this code to see if anything's wrong or working. So enter the price of item in cents. I'm just going to enter 1 because that's the first value, and the operation is ended. So we know that so far our code works. Now we can move on to the creating the variables. So let's create final integers. Final int is basically like the final variables that you want to have. So final int, and I'm going to go quarters, and then I'm going to go nickels. Sorry, I'm going to go dimes. I'm going to go quarters, nickels, and dimes. So quarters, dimes, nickels. Okay, so these are all my variable names, and now let's actually store stuff in the variable. Okay, so the final int of the quarters is just going to be, oh, sorry, now we have to check how much change the user will receive. Sorry, we skipped a step. So now we have to check how much change the user will receive, and that's going to be another variable, which is going to be called change. And I'm going to create that as $1 minus the item price that the user inputs, because they're only in all their outputs they're only asking to give $1. So to save time, I'm just gonna say 100 minus the item price, since we're entering the item in cents, and $1 times $1 expressed in cents is 100 cents. So int item 100 minus item price, and that's gonna be our um, that's gonna be the change value. Now we can go on to creating each quarter, nickels, dimes, and pennies variable. So the final in quarters is gonna be change divided by 25, because a quarter is now 25 cents, as we know. And then what we're going to do next for dimes, nickels, and pennies is we're going to use the remainder operand for the previous variable. So let me show you how the dimes will work. So it would be change, and then it would be remainder 25, and then it would be divided by 10. And to basically format our variable a bit better, I'm just going to put parentheses around the change remainder 5, because we're taking the remainder of the quarters and then dividing that by the cent amount of dimes, which is 10. And now we're going to do the exact same thing that we did dimes for quarters, but we're going to do that nickels, dimes, quarters. So basically, it will look like this: change percent symbol 25, percent symbol 10, divided by 5. And that's just going to be change remainder 25, remainder 10, divided by 5, which is going to be nickels, which is going to be change remainder dimes, change remainder quarters, remainder dimes, and then divided by the cent value of nickels, which is going to be 5. And now pennies, all that would be is just change percent symbol 5, because a penny is just worth one value, so just change percent symbol 5 is all we need, or remainder 5. I keep on saying percent symbol, but the actual name is remainder. So now what we're going to do is we're going to actually print their change into quarters, nickels, dimes, and pennies. And to that, we have to create two system.out.println methods. And I'm just going to copy this whole value right here, so just this much. I'm just going to copy that. Okay. So now it's easier because we don't have to type the entire system.out.println. So now let's actually type what we need to type. And for that, it's going to be whatever is outputted here, which is going to be you bought an item for 1 cent and gave me $1, so your change is. And this we're going to put in the first println method, and that's going to be this one. So you bought an item for 1 cent, give me $1, so your change is. And remember that it's actually not 1 cent, but whatever the item price is. So that's going to be item price plus cents. And remember always to have space between quotations, so it's 2 words spaced out, not 2 words together. So now we're going to do the second system.out.println method, which is going to give us 3 quarters, 2 dimes, 0 nickels, 4 pennies. And to do that, we're going to just write the amount of each coin type, and then say the coin type. So first, that would be quarters plus, and then remember to have a space between the quotations, quarters plus quarters. So it'd be, if the amount of quarters is 4, it'd be 4 quarters, but remember we want to have S in the parentheses, since it can be only 1 quarter or many quarters, right? And now we do the same for the rest value. So I'll just do dimes, and then you can do nickels and pennies, and I'll skip the video to go to nickels and pennies. So I'll just do dimes just to show it one more time. So then it would be plus dimes, and then plus plus quotations, dimes with the S in the parentheses, and then end quotations, and then again we're going to do it for nickels and pennies. Okay, so after putting the same for the nickels and pennies. And also, I forgot to add the commas. Remember to add the commas after each coin type. So quarters plus quotation, quarters, comma. And then you do that for dimes, nickels, and pennies, so that it'll look like, so that it will actually look like quarters, comma, dimes, comma, nickels, instead of just quarters, dimes, nickels without commas. So now what we're going to do is we're going to test our code, and we finished the lab. So let's just test our code to see if there's anything wrong or if we need to add anything. So here we go. There are 3 errors. What's that? Oh, okay. I did not capitalize the I in item price. So see, these are these are errors that can seriously screw you up. So you want to make sure that you correct that. So let's go again. It's another error. Where's the error? It says bought an item for cents. Give me dollars. Your change is, and it says there's a quotation expected. That doesn't make sense.
A few moments later.
Okay, so after serious mind power, I finally fixed a really small error that I hadn't even noticed, which was I forgot to add the plus sign before the item price. And this thing, my God, literally screwed my entire code up. So, like I said, you want to make sure that every little detail is you've included every little detail, or else Java's gonna find it and screw you up. So now that we've fixed that, let's actually run the code and see if anything else is. Oh wait, end run. Okay, so let's run it again, see what happens. Ooh, I want to end that. Okay, run it again. Here we go. Enter the price of the item in cents. I'm just gonna. Enter the price of the item in cents. I'm just gonna do whatever is here. That's gonna be 1. Boom. You bought an item for 1 cent. You gave me $1, so your change is 3 quarters, 2 dimes, 0 nickels, 4 pennies. Is that correct? 3 quarters, 2 dimes, 0 nickels. Yep, that is correct. We'll try it again for 22, 75, 80, 95. So really quickly, I'm just gonna do that. 22. And this should be the same thing. Yep, it's the same thing. One more time again for 75. And if that works, then we know our code is correct. 10010. 1000. Boom. There we go. So that's how we did it. And that's how the lab is done. So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, leave a like, share to others in your class if they're also having trouble with this lab. Leave a comment how you did, and if you want any further videos on the second lab or third lab, please comment down, because I do check all my comments and replies. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.